Hello, everyone, and welcome to the GearyCast. My name is Alex Ashmore. Of course, you heard me with Luke Chambers earlier on this week reviewing that fantastic win over Sporting de Gijón. And, well, I'm not alone today. I'm with a certain Chris Marquez, who's joining us all the way fresh off a fun and exhilarating and productive meeting with his local, well, his neighbours, I should say. Chris, how are you doing?
How am I doing, or how are the neighbors doing?
I'd say, how are you doing? I mean, I'm not sure whether people want to know how your neighbours are doing. If they do, you
Uh,
might.
I'm very good. I think the neighbors are still fighting where we had the meeting. So I said I'm going now. If you want to keep on fighting over a garage door and whether you should be able to speak in the community WhatsApp group, then yeah, go ahead.
You weren't doing any live tweeting of the event, were you?
No, no, it was pretty boring. I don't know how much you know about garage doors.
I don't know a lot other than that they go on a garage and you use them to stop things going in and out of the garage.
But what I do know that if you ever need a chimney or a barbecue, get in contact with us because we
Okay.
have the perfect guy for chimneys and barbecues.
When you say us, do you mean the GearyCast or you?
Yes, no, us, the GearyCast.
And who's the man for chimneys and barbecues?
I don't know the company name yet.
Oh, still working that one out.
Yeah, we're still working on how to sell things
Okay. Well,
because you have
that's
next season you will be selling air fryers and other stuff. No, I'm joking. You never listen to the GearyCast, do you?
I haven't recently, no.
You are this big journalist now.
Oh,
But
well,
do you listen to any podcast, Alex? Do you have any something to plug?
I
Because that's a new thing I'm really trying to bring into the Gearycast. It doesn't have to be football related or a song or anything. You're bringing for us, for the listeners and for me to watch a movie or to listen a podcast or can be whatever, a painting. I don't know, a favorite diaper brand. Uh,
I mean, the podcast I listen to, I feel like are already quite big, so probably don't need the plug, but I'll give it to them anyway. I quite like the Peter Crouch podcast. It's a good fun podcast with him, Chris Stark, and Steve Sidwell. I
what makes it fun, Alex? Do they have a special? Is there something special about it, or is it just a usual football talk?
yeah,
I would
I
say
think
like
no,
us, but we're not the usual place you go to for football.
I think well they have obviously the preview style podcast where they talk about the games coming up on the weekend, but they also have their main podcast in the week where they seem to focus on a particular theme for the week and then talk
Good.
about their experiences with that theme. And there's always good fun banter. And
I think
if you're looking,
it's always
uh,
fun for ex-footballers to and still active footballers to do a podcast. We have that in Holland. It's called the Core Podcast. Because there's a guy, former footballer, is now assistant coach of Dick Advocaat at Curaçao, and well, he's not in the podcast. They just named it after him because his name is Core Pot, and it made sense with Core Podcast. But it's yeah, it's former footballers and one active footballer still,
hmm,
which is
well, there you
very
go.
nice. So if you're Dutch, go listen to the Core Podcast, and then especially the one where one of the guys they secretly work on a podcast following the still active footballer on his way to play abroad because that is was his dream, always was his dream, and then they follow him. It's so cool.
Hmm. Well, there you go. You've got your.
Yeah,
I assume it's in Dutch, so you can't listen to
yeah.
it if you don't speak Dutch. Well, you
So
can,
you
but
can learn Dutch.
you can learn Dutch
But
through
the
through
thing I
this.
wanted to plug today was I saw the movie Two Popes.
Two Popes. I don't think I've seen it.
It's on Netflix. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Well,
I
there
really
you go.
enjoyed it.
Your film and your two new podcasts for the
Yes.
week. Two Popes, the Peter Crouch podcast, and what did you say the name of your podcast was called, Chris?
The Core podcast.
The Core podcast. Okay. Well, there you go. You can learn Dutch. You can learn about the Vatican and how things work over there in Rome. I assume that's what the Two Popes is about. And you can hear all the stories from Peter Crouch, Chris Stark, and Steve Sidwell on the Peter Crouch podcast. But
Alex, we have important things to discuss.
We do have important things to discuss,
Very
Chris.
important things to discuss.
First of all,
first of all, it's my turn, and then it's your turn. Because what is very important, Alex? A few weeks ago, we were in this Giricast house recording a podcast, and then what did Alex say?
I said, if we stay up, I'll wear a bow tie on the podcast.
We are going to see Footy Sport Alex on here.
We are. We're going to be doing a. Well, I don't want to.
Announce it, Alex. Go for it.
Okay, we're going to be doing as we always do, an end of season awards. And Chris, you had an idea planned to make it a proper special show, didn't you?
Well, we're not going. Yeah, we're going to do both. So we're going to do the normal end of season award, which Luke is preparing. So that's going to be class. If Luke prepares something, it's always well prepared. So that's what we're going to do. But the Giricast exists 5 years, so we have our fifth anniversary, and we are going to do a special episode. Well, not an episode, a live show. And I think that is a good moment for Bowtie Alex of Sporty TV to come in.
I think it's the perfect moment.
It's a perfect moment.
And a promise is a promise, so I will fulfill said promise.
I will join you.
Okay, are you going to wear a bow tie as well?
I should have a bow tie, and I'm going to wear it that night. Sure.
I've got about 10, if you want to borrow one.
Did they only buy you 10 bow ties? I thought you every week had a... For now.
For now. I think I'll probably get more as the years go on.
Yeah, but now with the Leganes deal, I mean...
Well, maybe we'll get a special Leganes one if they stay up for the weekend. That's another one.
Did they stay up?
No,
I don't watch La Liga football.
They've got the last game of the season this weekend against Real Valladolid. And if they win, an Espanyol draw or lose to Las Palmas, they stay up.
Okay.
So there's still hope.
Yeah. But there's 10% hope.
There's a mountain to climb, but as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer once said, mountains are there to be climbed.
How crazy would it be if they do it?
Butarque will be bouncing if they do it, and it'll be great. I think
and else, Alex, we have Leganes Malaga next season.
That is true. There's a small silver lining to this cloud if Leganes do get relegated, but of course,
could that be that if that happens, we will see you in La Rosaleda for their matches?
Potentially. I'll try and wangle my way down there. Yeah. I think I'd have to come down for a game like that, wouldn't I?
Yeah. I mean, you have to, for sport, everything for Sporty, and the deal with Leganes.
Exactly. And
you have your shirt. You've signed with them, Alex.
I'll be playing up front on Saturday. I definitely won't, because then if I do play up front on Saturday, they won't win against Valladolid.
Well, I mean, if they aim the ball for your head,
maybe they might.
You only have to put your head around. Nobody can reach that, can they?
I just have to stick my head there and just go. Oof,
yeah,
get it in.
Do this. If you practice the whole week, what's left of the week, because it's Thursday already. If you do that the whole week, then I would put you on the pitch.
There you go. Perfect. If you're listening, Borja Jimenez,
Yeah,
there you go. Chris wants you to play me up front on Saturday against Valladolid.
yeah. But you had quite a busy week, didn't you?
I did. We covered this a little bit on the podcast earlier on in the week with Luke, and I was
You went
in
places.
Castellón and Villarreal to watch Villarreal against Leganés. And then I was in the Canary Islands to watch Las Palmas against Leganés on Sunday as well, which was good fun. So yeah, quite the busy week.
What a life.
I'm back to Butarque on Saturday to obviously see their last game of the season and their fight for survival against Real Valladolid, and with some fingers crossed that they have a favour for them from Las Palmas, who can hopefully get a draw or a win against Espanyol.
We also have a week, not a week. We also have a match this weekend.
We do have a match this weekend, Chris. Before we go into that, though, how do you feel now we're safe?
How do I feel?
Yeah, relieved, or are you
relieved.
just?
The whole family is relieved. My
to hear.
wife is happy that it's only one match left at home.
Your neighbour as well.
My neighbor as well. We are both very happy that I don't know. I'm quite happy that the season ends. To be honest, don't you have that? I mean, you're busy with football every day.
Yeah.
Are you ready for like? You know what I mean?
I'm looking forward to a little break. We've got 2 weeks from the end of the season. Obviously, we've got the Champions League final next weekend, and then I've got 2 weeks until the start of the Club World Cup. So it'll be a nice little break just to recharge the batteries and come back fresh for a busy summer of football.
Yeah,
And
because summers for content creators and journalists, I think more for you than for us, but are very busy periods, aren't they?
yes, and
With the whole
especially
transfer window.
with the transfer window, the Club World Cup, we've got the Women's Euros this summer. We've got lots of goings on, and of course, it will be, I think, a busy summer just off the pitch as well, with all the players moving in and about between clubs, and then before you know it, it'll be the 15th of August, and the season will have started again.
I also noticed that I'm now still enjoying recording the GearyCast episodes, but I'm also like looking forward to have a little break, summer break. You know what I mean? Because
Not,
it's constant,
yeah,
recording and
you're not having to worry about which night you're available on Monday,
yeah,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
yeah.
um,
But I think there will be this summer will be some things to announce for the GearyCast maybe, um, and I think it's going upwards.
it's going to be an exciting summer. Are
Yeah,
you getting your summer tan on, Chris?
I'm not even trying, but every time I walk outside because I'm a quite fat guy. It's easier for me to absorb the how do you call it, the sun.
The rays, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Tanning going well. Believe it or not, we've been talking for 15 minutes and we haven't talked about what we've come to talk about
Good,
today.
isn't it? I like it because there's no pressure, Alex. I
Well,
mean,
there's no pressure. There's no
there's
pressure.
not
We're
much to
safe.
talk about. You know what I even can do now?
What can you do?
I can put like Alex Fitzpatrick in right now.
Well, let's save him for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
We've got a little
Yeah.
bit of news.
Okay. Here comes Alex Fitzpatrick.
Who would have thought it? I mean,
Nah, that was a joke.
A little teaser there. Of
That was a joke.
Firstly,
Okay.
Chris, get into the news. David Larrubia looks like he's going to be the next man putting pen to paper on a new deal. Are you happy with that news?
I think it's the best news ever, if you ask me. I mean, I made an image today and I wanted to post it, but then I thought it's a silly joke nobody would like. but I saw the poster of the Ballon d'Or. So I like the invitation. I put him in front of it.
Is he going to be the next winner? Not Lamine Yamal, not Rafinha, but David La Rubia.
It should be David La Rubia.
You heard it here first. If anyone from L'Equipe is listening, that's the man you want to give the award to. So good news, but some other news of players that we don't know whether they're coming or going. Kevin Medina. Where do you land on this, Chris? He hasn't had the best of seasons. Would you be open to see his departure?
I mean, did he ever?
In
At
terms
the
of did
best
he
of
ever have a good
seasons.
season?
Yeah.
It's true. He's had his moments, but he's never had one season where he's lit the world alight, I think is fair to say.
What happened? Last year, after or before the playoffs, they got in talks, the club and the player and his agency, but the Malaga offer was too far away from what Kevin Medina wanted. So they said they were going to talk in the future, but it seems that no offer is coming from the club anymore.
If you were to make a prediction, do you think he'll still be at Malaga this time next season, or next season even?
The question should be, would you keep him?
Would you keep him?
I wouldn't, because if I see, and now he's injured, of course, but the matches he played over the last 6 months, maybe it is because there's a new offer on the table. Maybe that's why he's not really focused. But I also think if I look at the season before, he had great moments, beautiful goals, beautiful actions. At the moment he stood on the ball and everything. So there's something in him. He does his defensive work, but it's moments, and you have to be. There has to be some stability in your play, I think.
No, I agree. I think I don't think he would be a big loss for Malaga if he did leave. And it's an area of the squad that perhaps does need some reinforcements. And I know we're not strapped for cash at the moment, but I think a player coming in most
Yeah, you need someone you can count on every week. I don't hear you anymore.
you're still.
Oh
here.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I still hear you. That was a joke. Yeah, so
Testing.
I think it's very and I understand because he's a nice guy. So I also understand because when we posted this, the reactions were like a bit mixed, and I think that says it all for him because there are fans who want to see him leave, but there are also fans who are sad that he leaves. So I think it says it all.
Well, I think it all hinges on our final and next piece of news that we obviously have heard the rumours throughout the season that there are various parties interested in buying Malaga, and we haven't heard a lot about it in recent times. I think it's fair to say we've been waiting for some news, but I think it's realistic to expect it to come at the end of the season.
Well, there was this post of this account from Malaga who started with, "I'm not a journalist. I'm actually no one important. I think he's important because he has a great account, and we follow that account for years now. And some of the scoops he had were real. And what he said was that the guys of Paris Saint-Germain will take over soon. That they're buying the club because one of the important things was that they would only buy it if Malaga would stay up in Segunda.
And now that is confirmed, I think with all of these news, we've got to take them with a pinch of salt. But
It's a rumor, but it's also a rumor from account with various scoops right. So we didn't post about it this week because I thought I don't want to post this. I mean, how you qualify it, right?
Yeah,
and that's always the thing. And that's what we always have done with the Gearycast. We sometimes had our own scoops, coming from players, coming from people quite quite close. But yeah, it's always hard to put them in how to value them. So I think it's good that we mention it, but I don't know.
I think we've got to take it with a pinch of salt, as you do with every piece of news. And I think we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now that safety has been secured, more likely that a takeover will happen. But
it also all depends on Altani.
And
he said also this week that he's not selling.
Well,
the selling is not an option. So you tell me. We just don't know, Alex. We just don't know. You're the journalist.
We do not know. No, and I think
you are the journalist. Teach us.
Well, this is what I will say. Take it with a pinch of salt when you hear and read about this. And if someone claims to know something, you can take it how you want to take it. If you want to get excited by it, but don't believe it until it actually happens.
That's a good one.
Or unless Fabrizio Romano tweets about it.
Yeah.
So, should we talk about the game, Chris?
Yeah.
It's against Elche. I obviously, coming into this podcast, I want to talk about the team, how Malaga should line up. But does any of that really matter after what happened last week?
Money-wise, yes. Because the higher you end on the table, the more TV money you get for next season. So, yeah. But I also understand if you're not playing with your strongest 11 and give youth some opportunities. So, difficult, isn't it?
How would you approach the game?
I would approach it as a normal as any other game, because yes, we're safe, but we are a professional football team, and I think fans will be traveling to Elche. And you have to play with your strongest 11 to try and win those 3 points. And money is money. And all the money we can get, well, it all comes in the pocket for next season, isn't it?
Are you one of those fans traveling, or are you staying at home this weekend?
I'm staying at home. We are almost done painting the outside of our house. And you're laughing, but it's warm. And I don't know if you ever painted the house while it's 30 degrees.
Outside. No, I've painted the inside of a house, but I've never painted the outside of a house.
Well, the outside of the house is very interesting to paint. Definitely in the south of Spain in the month of May. So yeah, but we're almost done. So we're finishing painting, and then I will watch Malaga, my neighbor's house, if he lets me after last time.
If he lets you. Well, Elche are fighting for that top spot. They are 2 points behind leaders Levante. They can still finish inside an automatic spot. They're in third at the moment. They're in the playoffs. They're guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. And, well, as much as we could talk about Elche, Chris, and how we think they're going to line up, should we hear from someone who knows a little bit more about it?
Yes, let's listen to Elche manager. No, I'm joking. Let's go to Alex Fitzpatrick.
Last weekend, obviously huge. It meant that you were because of some ridiculous maths, but it was less than 1% chance that you go down. And then obviously Sunday's results meant that you were safe. Congratulations for that. This weekend it's a dead rubber. You're on the beach. Who cares? Well, the GiriCast have asked me to give a little preview of Elche no matter what, so that is what I will do. Well, you go away to a team who really are desperate for points, and it's a good job for Malaga that there's nothing on this for you, because Elche have they've had a pretty poor last couple of games after having a pretty brilliant season. They've lost the last two. Last weekend against Huesca, they went a goal ahead and then had a man sent off, and then conceded a 91st minute winner to lose the game. It means that at the time of recording this for the GiriCast, it's out of their hands, depending on the Mirandés result on Monday night. So regardless of what happens with Mirandés, it is essential for Elche to get the points in this game. They are the team who play one of the most distinctive types of football in Segunda. In fact, according to their manager, Eder Sarabia, the whole world is watching them because of their style of football. And I have to say, it is pretty good. They're quite possession-based, so maybe for people that don't like the watching paint dry style of football, maybe they won't be for you. But they do have a little bit of flair and quality about them as well. It's not just pass sideways. Very good on the counter-attack. Very good in possession. Play a variety of systems. It's less about the players and the systems, and it's more about, and the shape is more about the manner and the attitude in which they play. They press high. They dominate possession of the ball, and there is not a moment to breathe or rest against Elche, and there certainly won't be in this weekend's game, because, as I said before, it is so crucial for them that they get a result in this game in order to keep their automatic promotion hopes alive. Malaga are on the beach and will be partying, and they might be on the beach on the East Coast this weekend as they play away to Elche, who will come all guns blazing. Best of luck, guys.
Well, Alex, you play for, or you work for an African, sports football, Spanish football company. So, as the whole world talks about Elche, what is it they say on Sporty TV about Elche?
Well, not a lot, actually, if I'm honest. Given the focus has been on a certain European final on Wednesday night,
Oh,
I think, well, it's been on the final from the Europa League, and we'll focus on the Champions League going forward. And I can't say we've talked too much about Elche on the program.
so you're saying that the Elche manager's lying, Alex? That the
Well, I
whole
think
world is talking about them.
he may have been a little bit facetious and may have inflated the truth for comedic effect.
Okay, maybe it's just Africa where Elche is not that important.
Possibly. It could be the rest of Spain. There could be England. They could be talking about them on the BBC for all we know. But
Well, he's not there anymore, but I could see Gary Lineker talking every week about Elche.
What are your feelings ahead of this game, Chris? How are you?
Oh, I thought about the Gary Lineker situation.
Oh no, we're not.
I don't know. I don't follow that. I don't know. But that was something that I think through the years was coming to an end. Had to come to an end one day, wasn't it? The BBC and Gary Lineker.
Well, he was due to finish after the Club World Cup, but this is a subject for another podcast, not the GiriCast.
No, this is a subject for the GiriCast. Because we're safe, we're on the beach, Alex. You and me are on the beach right now. No, I'm joking. No, I don't know.
I'm in the middle of Spain, so I'm about as far from a beach you can get.
I don't follow Gary Lineker. I don't follow the BBC. I didn't know what happened. I've just popped up in my screen that he's gone. He's not working for BBC anymore. Well, it's going to be an excited weekend, Alex.
It is. I mean, I think nice to play football without the pressure. You look at this game, and we talked about the priorities for Malaga, and whether they play youth or whether they take this game seriously. As you said, the money for finishing in a higher position. Luke and I talked about this earlier on this week, and we said that we could finish as high as 9th should results go our way, and we win both of our remaining home games. But you, Chris, referred to a certain player that plays in the green and white, Alex Febas. You once referred to him as sex without coming. Do you still stay strong and believe in those words?
I didn't see his stats, but I would be very happy for him if he became sex with coming. So you're going to tell me, Alex, on ejaculation scale from 1 to 10, where would you put him?
Well, at the moment, I think he might still be on the phrase that you described him with. I still don't think he's been promoted to the act of sex with coming.
Okay, so he's still at the same point. Yeah, unfortunately, because he has the potential. He's a nice guy. There's just beautiful actions, but like there's no fireworks.
I know. I know. This feels like a weird podcast. We're safe. We want to preview Elche, but none of this feels like it matters from a point of view of Malaga in terms of focus to next season. But
I mean, the way this whole podcast is going with being safe and sex without coming, it's so unfortunately that we don't give a name to this podcast and make an image because it would so include a condom.
I'm quite glad that you don't you're not making an image for this podcast.
Okay. No, yeah. But yeah, for us it's not that important. We're safe. But I mean, Elche is playing everything, and Elche gave their championship away, didn't they? Because you can't. I don't know what the result was on Monday, by the way.
For Elche, did you say? Sorry.
No, for Elche.
Yeah, they lost their most recent game. They lost 2-1 to West Ham.
Their season is over.
Well, they can still win the league.
Yeah, but you depend on others, Alex. That happened in I don't know if you've been following the Dutch league for the past 5 weeks.
I have, thanks to your WhatsApp messages.
Ajax was 9 points. Ajax was leading by 9 points with 5 matches to go, and with only 2 minutes to go or 2 matches to go, in the 96th minute, Groningen scored the 1-1, the 2-2, and then because on the same night PSV won, PSV took the lead. And it all came down to one match. I mean, there's a few things going on. Of course, you can still win the league, but what does it do with your mentality if you had the first spot and then being so close, you're giving it away? That makes you nervous. That makes you angry. That makes you sad. It doesn't give good vibes. So I think, because we play freely, we can do whatever we want. I think it could be a very interesting match for Malaga.
Are you expecting Malaga to win? Or expecting, maybe the wrong word, but do you think Malaga can win?
I think Malaga can win, but it depends on the players. If they want to win.
Do you think the players and are at a point where now the focus is kind of not switched to next season, but they've got what they wanted. They've achieved the objective of remaining in the division. Do you think that there's still that fire for the last 2 games of the season?
I think once the objective is reached, like the goal is reached for the season, I think it doesn't depend on the manager anymore. Then it's the will of the players, because the manager can say whatever he wants. Come on, let's. The manager can do what he wants, and if the manager really wants, it doesn't matter what he's going to say to the players. It doesn't matter what he says. Doesn't matter what his actions are, because the goal is reached. There's nothing to fight for. It depends on the players how much they want to win the game. I think. I don't know. I'm not a professional footballer.
No, I think I agree with you in many ways, and I think I don't think Elche will get the win. It's being obviously, of course, being played at home for them. A few of their players to watch out for this weekend: Agustin Alvarez with 8 goals, their top goal scorer; Nicolas Fernandez with 8 assists and 6 goals to his name as well. Their star player with 14 goal involvements this season. Chris, to wrap this up, because believe it or not, 36 minutes have gone and we haven't really talked about the game a lot, but
we had fun.
Where do you see this table ending up? Who are your top 2 and who's your playoff winner?
Playoff winner? Who's on top right now?
So it's Levante on 73, Mirandes on 71, then Elche on 71, Real Oviedo on 69, Santander on 67, and Almería on 65, with Granada on 62.
Levante will win the league. I'm sure of that, because they're not giving it away. They just got the pole position to Primera División, and if you get it in the end of the season, that gives you wings, and you're not giving that away. And I can see everybody win the playoffs except for Elche.
Okay. Do you have any preference as to who wins it?
Granada.
Granada. Okay. Well, I'm sure our friend of the pod, Aidan, will be very happy with this selection.
Yeah. What would you do with Malaga? Like, would you play the best players? What would you do?
I wouldn't. I'd put some of the squad players out there. Like I said to Luke earlier on in the week, I'd try and put some of them in the shop window, the ones that you don't think are going to be part of next season's plans. Put them out there, see if anyone sees them and think, yeah, I want to make a move for them. And other than that, I think I would play some youngsters.
Okay. So you're giving up on going up any places?
Yeah, I'm not too bothered about where we finish, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough.
From a sporting point of view, I know there's the financial aspect in there, but it's the difference between a couple of €100,000, which I know is a lot for a club like Malaga, and it's silly of me to.
No, you are where the big money is. We understand it, Alex. You're with the big guys now.
Yeah, I think that's where my heart lies at the moment.
I think Malaga should go for it just for the fans who are traveling.
Yeah, and
for the money. And for the money, because it's the difference between signing a new Sangali or a new Costel or a better player.
It's true. And eating away at any debts that the club may have. I think that's about it, Chris, really.
There isn't much to talk about, is it?
There isn't, but I also feel like we shouldn't flog a dead horse, as we say.
I mean, this is going to be it for us the upcoming 2 weeks.
This is it. We're just going to be having fun.
Yeah. If the other guys let us. Nah, I'm joking.
It may keep you in line a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
That's about it. Thank you, Chris, for joining me. Do you have anything you want to say before we say goodbye?
Yes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and also very important, please like our YouTube videos. Okay. Because that helps out a lot on YouTube. So we get a lot of, well, a lot of, we get people watching through YouTube, and that's cool. But also, please, while you're listening, just press the like button because it helps us out. That's basically it.
Like the YouTube video, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you get your social media. Join us in Telegram. We have a Telegram group where we talk about all things Malaga. And
We're on TikTok. We're TikTokers.
We also are TikTokers.
Yeah,
So
real
follow us on
influencers.
TikTok and let us know if you're coming out for the game against Burgos, so the final day of the season. Chris, you'll probably be there. Luke will be there.
I'll be there, yes.
Be there. So, yeah, let the guys know. And, well, thank you for joining me, Chris. Thank you, the listener, for sticking with us throughout this 40 minutes of rather non-Elche chat, but we hope you've enjoyed it. And, well, until then, we'll see you next time.
Vamos Malaga, you forget it, Alex.
Vamos Malaga, siempre.
Okay.